Today we are going to look at Jimao. Alright, so it's going to be the Earth Rabbit month of the year 2020. The year is Gengzi. Alright, so let's have a look at it. So for those of you who have not who have not printed your BaZi chart, you will need to have your BaZi chart printed. What we are targeting is your day master. So directly we are targeting the day master that you have. So this is going to be very different from those that you have from outside where they look at your year of birth. So we are not going to look at any of the animal sign. So we're going to look at the day master. We're going to go through all the 10 day master. So for those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Kevin Chan. So I'm a consultant with the Joey Yap Consulting Group. I am also the author of the book BaZi Road to Success and the book BaZi Road to Parenthood. So we are going to take a look at this month, which is the month of March. Okay, so this month is the Earth Rabbit month. So I just want to take note the rabbit combined with the dog. So you have a dog, it's a combination month for you. With a rooster. So you have a rooster inside your chart, which is basically a clash for you. Auxiliary star is red matchmaker and also the moon. So for those of you who are looking for a pair, it is a good month for you to go shopping. So you can target people with rich matchmaker, easier for you to get into a relationship with them. All right, so take a look at that. So we're going to go through all the 10-day master right now. So I will explain a bit about the month first because this month is a little bit more unique than the other month. So you have a Jimao. So you need to know that the Jimao itself is already a clashing month. So the Mao inside is basically a heat wood, and then the Ji on top. The heat wood is already naturally clashing outward. And at the same time, if we take a look at it, the Ji and also the Zi from the year, it is also a clash. So the Ji Earth would try to clash onto the Kui water in the year. And at the same time, if we take a look at it, the Geng will try to combine with the Yi. That is basically the month that you're looking at. So there's a lot of interaction happening, and some of the good opportunity, when you take a look at it, it will turn into something that is not really too good, and those bad situation basically will not turn into too bad of a situation. All right, so we're going to go into the Jia Wood. For Jia Wood, is going to be looking at direct wealth, okay, on the Ji Earth. So on the outside, it is really a very good month if you take a look at the situation. But it is sitting right on top of a rock wealth. So the chances of the success being taken away by people is basically quite high. So your success is on top. Opportunity is for you to basically show success to people. So it's a month whereby you can choose to show victory to people, but at the same time, you need to be very cautious with your rival. They may come and take some of your victory away. So I think good action is that any time when you have the direct wealth, seeing the what you call the rock wealth star, there is always a financial crisis on the way. So I would suggest that you put some cash away. So whatever gain that you have for the month is good for you to stash all of them away so that you can save the money for the future. That's the one that you want to take a look at. So what about the Yi Wood? The Yi Wood, you are going to be looking at indirect wealth. So when you look at the indirect wealth, it is always about opportunity, and you are sitting on the friend star. So sitting on friend star, a lot of times friend star is about sharing. It's about sharing with people. It's about giving support to other, gaining support from people. So if you have additional opportunity, don't mind sharing the opportunity out to people. So you are always encouraged to basically buy some brownie point from people to this month. Hey guys. All right. So what you need to be cautioned right now is because of moving without any support. All right. So take a look at it. Your friend star is going to be combined away by the direct officer. So some of your support may be taken away by authorities. So people with more power may come over and want get some good point out of you, want to also share out a good point together with you. So you need to take a look at the situation, to take a look at it. All right. So action, right? Get along, get other involved together. When you always have a friend star, it's always about sharing. So when you see friend star, it's always about sharing. It's always about gaining support with people. Get people involved in your ideas. Don't mind sharing it out. And again, always remember it is just the beginning of the year. There is still a long game for you to play. So it's good time for you to garner some of the good result from people. Make sure that you are also involved in the project that you are doing. Right? So take a look at that. That is for your Yeet Wood. All right. So Pink Fire, interesting one. Pink Fire is having the hurting officer on top. So really good month for you to do some a bit of advertising, promotion. Oh, this is really good. How to gain attention to yourself. All of them are the one that you need to do. But just remember, you are sitting on the direct resource, right? Things that you are sharing out need to be of factual, need to be of knowledge, need to be of experience, things that really has happened and not the normal, hoo-ha, rah-rah stuff. Don't share out those kinds of things. It's all about knowledge sharing everything out to people. So of course, always caution with the hurting officer staff is not to go overboard with the thing that you're promising. There's gonna be a lot of over promising happening. Maybe those you need to be a bit more careful because you need to be very understanding that the year have a direct officer there. So there is gonna be a person of authority overviewing the thing that you are currently doing. So you do not want to offend the direct officer. So remember, the hurting officer and the direct officer is always the opposing force. So you have a direct officer in the year. So what you want to do, leverage on the attention. Anyway, you get attention already, right? May as well leverage on it. Make sure that you do the right advertising promotion. Send out the correct message to everybody so that you can, further strengthen your position on the things that you are doing, right? So those are nice things for you to do this year. Okay. Let's take a look at the Think Fire. So Think Fire have the eating god on top. So under normal circumstances, eating god is really a good star to basically have, and the eating god will produce wealth. So at the same time, that this year you are seeing the direct wealth star. So you already have a natural eating god producing direct wealth situation. So it's something that's really good for you. So execute the solution that you basically have already created for yourself. This is where you show people that the option that you generate out is actually something that is practical and is something that brings in the correct result that you all want to. So on the careful side of it, the clash between the T-Earth and also the Yeet from the rabbit. So you have the indirect resource and the eating god together. This creates another situation whereby they call the owl stealing the food. Okay, so now so name very nice in Chinese, but anyway, just telling you about indirect resource and also eating god. So you understand, eating god is an idea generation star, whereas the indirect resource is what you call the intuition star. So you have these two stars that don't know how to explain themselves. So people will call you to be eccentric. Your idea look very eccentric, although it is generating money. So people have this fear inside of them. So your idea can be a little bit more far-fetched. So what you need to do is to document everything, explain everything. So you have to take what we call project management approach to do things. Everything needs to be explained. Everything needs to be put out outside so that people understand what you are doing. But overall, this is really a very good month for you to execute and get things done. Right? So don't get to be too fearful with the situation. You just need to know how to explain what you are doing. And don't just do something and expect people to understand without you explaining. All right? So that's the thing. Then we look at the Earth. The Earth of it, if you take a look at it, the Earth is basically presented with the Rockwell star and also the direct officer star. So it's Rockwell sitting on direct officer. The direct officer actually would control the Rockwell. So the Rockwell are not really that scary. Under normal circumstances, you really do not like the Rockwell star. But under these control circumstances, the Rockwell star is basically quite okay. So Rockwell star is a star that can help you in your networking. So you are talking about being disciplined in the entire networking profile. You want to learn how to systematically network with people. So you want to know how to basically do things in a very systematic manner and not just simply go out and know a bunch of friends. That's it. So be caution of the entire thing about being in a complacent situation. So because if you take a look at the top, right, you have Rockwell together with the eating god. Both of these are actually quite a enjoyable star. They're quite enjoying star, right? So you need to take a look at the situation. You can go into a complacency state whereby you just feel like everything is chill, everything is all right. Be careful of that. So your action, you need to choose your competition wisely. So if you are going to choose somebody who is already below you, you will adjust yourself below. So you need to choose somebody who is above you so that you will adjust yourself to go back to the above. So that is what you want to do this year as a Earth for this particular month. Okay, then we're gonna take a look at the G-Earth. So G-Earth would be looking at a friend star, right? So it's basically a friend star. You take a look at it. So the G-Earth is together with the hurting officer. So hurting officer, is about talking about. So it is the year talking to you. So this is a public opinion. Okay, so time for you to absorb some public opinion, see what other people has to talk about you, what are they trying to send the message to you. Those are the ones that you want to take a look at. Opinion may not be something that you like. You are facing with the hurting officer star and the 7 killing star at the same time. The friend star doesn't really like these two stars. It's not something that they like. So because the friend star like to be harmonious in the situation whereby the 7 killing star and hurting officer star are from the aggressive side of it. So that's why I would advise you to try to listen to public opinion because it does give you some information. But you need to filter the public opinion. Listen to them doesn't mean you have to agree with them. Do not mean that you need to bow to their needs and wants. It's just that you have to take into consideration what they are talking about. That only can help you to move yourself more closer. So in terms of execution, you need to be very cautious about this. 7 killing is about execution. It's about taking action. It's about doing the thing that maybe you need some courage to do. That's what the 7 killing is for. It's given to you this month so that you can do some execution. But do really take the public opinion into consideration first before you make the big move. Filter them up and see what are the ones that you can use and which are the ones that you may not want to use. Okay, so let's look at the Keng metal. All right. So Keng metal is going to be presented with the resource star and the direct wealth. So we all are very happy with the direct wealth, right? Every time we look at the direct wealth, we are automatically thinks that we're gonna get some money out of it. Remember that the Keng from the year is combining with your yin. So the friend star is gonna come in and lock up your direct wealth. So this is a situation whereby you see money but cannot take. And so that's why you need to be a bit more careful with the situation, don't be too happy with it. So friend star with the direct resource star on top, this is called friendly guidance. So resource star is all about experience. Resource star is all about knowledge and also expertise. So you can expect that there's gonna be a lot of knowledge and expertise coming from the people around you. Just be careful of what they are trying to tell you. Not all friendly advice may be good advice. So just be careful of draining resource. The wealth star is that you would naturally may feel a bit greedy with the situation, but you just need to know that there is a limit to your resource that you can expense out to in change of the wealth star. So remember, the wealth star is actually being locked up by the Keng metal. from the friend star of the year, it is being combined away. Right, so actually here, try to be humble with the situation. Yeah, I know there may be some really great deal out there. There may be some really great gain that you are having, but it's not something for you to be too too excited about. Be humble with the thing that is currently happening. Let's take a look at that. So sin metal, let's take a look at the entire sin metal. So sin metal is giving you indirect resource. So indirect resource is all about being that little bit impulsive, being that little bit intuitive, being that doing things in a little bit more faster. And this one you have the indirect wealth there together. So indirect wealth, you're sitting on indirect wealth, so there's going to be a big gap or a big opportunity for you to snatch on it. And what you need to be cautious of is, of course, the Rockwell star. So that's why you need to be a bit more faster than the Rockwell star, so that your competitor are not there to, being able to take away that opportunity or the idea you have. When you see something that can be done, straight away, just go and grab it first. Later only think of whether you can do or you can't do. So those are what you want to do. So when you have the rock wealth, the indirect wealth, and so impulsive, just be careful of impulsive purchases. Right? So something that is, you may be tempted to buy something that you actually doesn't need. So you are running a lot of impulse and running a lot of intuition this particular month. So go and keep everything clear, keep a clear mind, make sure your objective is clear so that you don't get driven by the impulse, you don't get driven by the intuition to do things that is actually not within your plan. So a lot of things you need to basically just write down and keep it clear. If it's not part of your objective, try not to touch it. Right, so those are the ones you want to take a look at in terms of sin metal. Okay, rainwater, always my favorite since it's myself. Yeah, they're all laughing at me. Don't like it, right? But anyway, you're gonna get the direct officer this year. So when you get the direct officer, it's always about a given authority. Somebody's going to give you a chance and authority for you to basically run things. Great. So people are basically looking at you for your feedback, right? So the dangerous part is that you are sitting on hurting officer. So your what you are displaying to somebody versus what you are actually doing down there is basically two different worlds. Okay, so you may ask somebody to do something that is correct, but you yourself are doing something that is not really true, right? So be cautious of legislative issue, especially when the hurting officer is at the branch. All right, so things at the branch are usually much more stronger than the things that is at the stem. So take a look at the entire interaction. Is that you got your indirect resource, you have your rock wealth, you have your hurting officer. These stars are all not really the 100% straight line stars. They know how to go all over the places to get things done. And you only have one direct officer out there, which is not very stable. So it is not a star that is rooted at this current moment. Unless your personal chart has a lot of direct officer in it, then you would basically stand stronger. Or else, the direct officer is, to be frank, to be looked at on it, right? It's just something on top to be looked at. You will be doing everything else except the thing that you ask people to do, right? So action-wise, you need to be very meticulous with the things that you are doing. Make sure that you are surgically strict with the thing that you are doing. That's how precise you need to be. You want to do something. Make sure it's strict, right? So do need to be careful of litigative issue in the current month, all right? Okay, so the Clearwater, we got our favorite Clearwater here, Mindy. Come on, yeah, we got a Clearwater here, you see? Yeah. All right, so you got 7 killing and also the Eating God. So Eating God 7 killing is actually quite a good combination. All right, so it's basically a very good combination because the Eating God can control the 7 killing. It helps you mellow down the entire damage factor of the 7 killing. So actions speak louder than word. This month is time for you to execute. Now, under normal circumstances, when you see the 7 killing, but with the control of the Eating God, it is actually a month for you to execute the thing. All right, it's good. And then also you do have the direct resource together. The direct resource itself is also something that will be draining the 7 killing. So the 7 killing is at a level whereby it is quite okay to be used, and it is appropriate to basically use the 7 killing this month. So that's why you need to get things done. But 7 killing does have a collateral damage, what you call factor in it. And your friend star is at the year. So there may be a bit of a public damage that is action. Although the thing that you are doing may be correct, may be right, but there are people is going to be get offended by it. Just forget about it, get it done. Right. So first thing first, get whichever that is important in the current month, get it done. It is a really, really good month for you to utilize the normal circumstances. Very difficult to use 7 killing, and this month the 7 killing is being suppressed correctly, so that the amount of action or the amount of aggression that is being sent out is just correct. So that's why you want to use the 7 killing this month. Right, guys, so that's all of it. So if you want to look at all the previous episodes, or you want to look at other content, please go to Joey Yap TV. There's a lot more other content there. And I will be seeing you again next month, and we will go for the live session. The question is getting longer and longer, right? So you need to download any one of the notes. Just go to kevinchan.joeyyap.com. The notes will be there. So I'll be stopping the slide first, so that we get a big head up, and you'll be looking at the chat. All right. So same thing. You want to ask a question? Please use the red question. One. Okay. First, very important one is that it's for 4th February and 4th March. No, the date is basically wrong. Right. It's basically from the 5th March actually. All right. So it's 5th March onward. Okay, all right, so I'll ask them to basically update the date in the link that when you are downloading. Okay, so I got PM Cork here, right? All my 4 pillars are worth. Okay, all your 4 pillars are worth. So you are either combination of dragon and dog. Okay, and you are jobless. Recently received an offer applied through internet from a company producing concrete pole. Consider earth element as an executive assistant. I am nose allergic, and site just next to office cause a lot of dust. Is it wise to take the offer? Do I still have a chance to secure another job this month for the coming short future if I let go of this offer? Why do you want to let go of the offer? The offer is already given to you. Just go and get the job done. Don't need to take a look at too much. So rabbit and dog is basically a combination. So I don't know your worth is right, because the worth has 2, either dragon and also dog. So if your month, so you're talking about career, if your month is a dog, is a sheep, take the job. If your month is a dragon, I think you may not want to take the job, because the job, dragon and also rabbit is a harm relationship. So that particular job which rotation this month may be giving you more problem than you asked for. But if it's a dog, then it's a combined, then that will give you something better for you to take a look at it. So you have to take a look at it. Is it a dog or is it a dragon? All right, Fanny, let's have a look around Fanny. So year is Jia Zi, month is Geng Wu, so it's a horse. Okay. So you know that a horse this year is a clash, right? So I have been offered a high position with greater responsibility in my current workplace. May I know the challenge ahead to accept this role, and what is your advice? That would be more of achievement question, but do accept the job, right? So you're already a clash inside your month. So here's the thing. A clash change usually is a change that is forced upon. So this is not going to be something that is easy, but I would still tell you to give it a change from the situation, take up the job, take up the challenge. Because anyhow, a clash means that you do have to accept and upgrade of your situation. It's not really something that you want to wait for. Okay, Fanny, take up the job. Joe, let's take a look at Joe. What does it mean when someone has sneaked under the day master and monkey under the month mean? It doesn't mean anything. right? So you have to translate the snake and also the monkey into the 10 god, and you have to put in some scenario inside for you to take a look at it. A combo is just combo. Combo is just combo. It just means that the two pillar has a common connectivity, and they are activated during the snake year and also the monkey year. That's it. That's all it basically tells you, right? So nothing to read if you don't have a scenario. You just don't read the animal sign in isolation. Okay, because a thing fire monkey snake combination versus a rain water monkey snake combination is a completely different story. So you can't really do a reading based on that, and you also need to see the what scenario you are basically looking at. All right, Diana, let's take a look. Do I look at my day pillar if I want to forecast business on the money? Business forecast, you need to look at two things, year and also your month. The year is your market, right? So your business is basically driven by market that determines your source of income, and also your month would be your management and also your product. So depending on where you are looking at, definitely don't look at your day pillar. Your day pillar is your personal relationship, okay? So that has very little to do with your business unless you are talking about a business that you are working together with your spouse, then maybe you may want to look at the day to see if it's stable or not. Under normal circumstances, it's just the year, and also the month we talk about your what we usually call economic factor. Okay. More about impact of 鸡毛 to 定流. What is the clash mean? If you are 定流 鸡毛 mean personal relationship change. Very classic way of explaining is a divorce. Alright, that's a very classic way because your day pillar represent the person that is basically together with you. There's only one person, which is husband. If that pillar gonna change, mean that husband or wife gonna change. So what other conclusion can you have? In the olden classic days, either husband move away from the house or wife move away from the house. But because in the olden day, there is no such acceptance of moving away from the house. If one person is moving out of the house, means that the relationship is bye-bye. So today, you can also put in scenario like both of you moving to a new house. That one also is a clash. It's basically the house is being clashed. So again, you need to know what is the scenario, what is basically happening during the time. Are you single? Are you not single? You also need to check your spouse chart to see what is basically happening. On your side, anytime when your day pillar is being clashed, is your own personal relationship preferences change. Normally, you like this sort of person. Today, you don't like it. Right? That is basically the situation. And unfortunately, it will be your spouse taking the brunt of your tantrum. All right, let's see here. Your Jiawu. Okay, so it's a Jiawu. Month is Gui Yu. Okay, so this one is a small clash to you. It's all right. And year is Ji Yu. There are clashes in my month and year. Yeah, the clashes in my month. Every year also you're going to be clashed by the rabbit. So no big deal. Right? So don't look at the month clash as in too scary, right? Because 12 months, everybody gonna go through all the relationship. The 12 animals there, no way for you to escape. So don't be too concerned about it. The big concern is usually your luck pillar is already clashing. Year clash plus the month going to clash, then that is a big issue. Okay. So currently facing some crisis in the office. How bad it will affect me in my career? Depend on how we're going to react with the crisis. So again, without the, okay, so your Jia, let's say so Jia and the Yu inside your chart. So Jia and Yu is basically your direct officer. Yep, Jia and the Yu is your direct officer. So it's going to be an authority change. Okay, most likely boss going to be missing. I don't know who is holding the authority in your chart. The DO is basically the person holding the authority. If you are the person holding the authority, then you're going to be losing some authority. So if let's say that you are just a staff under the authority, then this authority may be changed. Either way, it It's not a clash usually is not really too happy. It's a force upon situation. You may need to be report to a different line. Maybe going to be a different boss coming in, different authority stepping into the picture. So those are the things that you may want to take a look at. Okay, Val, what is the effect of a high Ma-Wei combo in a chart for Earth in terms of career? You need to know where the high, where the Ma, where the Wei is. But high Ma-Wei basically is a wood frame. So G-Earth, when you see a wood frame, again, this is an authority issue. So your authority ability basically heightened up. Now the question is that, again, are you somebody who is holding authority? So do you like authority? So that's why we need to know that where is your authority star is, if it's high inside the month versus Wei inside the month versus Ma inside the month, all different story. So can't really tell you, but it's just that the wood, because of the wood frame, the wood will basically be heightened. And additionally, this year is the year of the water, and water will again heighten the wood because water produces wood. So your entire authority star is basically being pushed upward. If you want to use this to increase your authority level, perfect. But if you don't like authority level, then it's going to be quite pressuring. Depend on. So a lot of times it depends on the scenario that you have. Okay, take a look at John. Okay, so it's a Renshen monkey born in Wuxi dog. How is your career luck this year? Company going through a tough time. Company going through a tough time, you have to read your company or whoever is. Actually, you don't read your own chart to look at how your company is performing. You need to read the chart of the person who is basically calling the shot in your company. If that person is going crazy, then the company decision is going to go crazy. So understand that the company itself doesn't do anything. There are no BaZi chart for company. Or the company don't do anything. It's the decision that's made by the people inside the company that drive the company. So you have to determine who calls the shot in your company, study that person's chart, whether that person is stable or not, because he's going to make the decision. If he's not stable, the decision is not going to be stable. That's how you take a look at your entire thing. So dog, basically dog, and also rat, not really a lot of interaction. You take a look at that. So which means that this year is a free flow year for you. No, nothing too much, nothing too exciting. But this particular month is a combined month. Look. So combined month usually is going to be a bit more exciting as you get a bit extra in the thing that you are doing. So company analysis need to read your boss chart, not yours, right? Because you don't really drive the company unless you tell me you're the boss. Then we can do a bit of a longer reading on that. Jasper, Renzi, okay, Renzi. So you're gonna have a grand duke in your day. Jia Xu, okay, so Jia Xu, so Ren and also Xu, then you would have a 7 killing situation happening on your chart. So is it a good month to change job? When we are usually looking at changing jobs, so your target is basically the month. So that is the job one. So you usually look at push and pull factor. So the push factor is a clash, the pull factor is usually a combine. So the dog doesn't really combine with the rat. It also doesn't clash with the rat. So there's no push and pull factor. So if you want to change job, feel free to do so. But after you have changed your job, also there's no different feeling. So I just tell you, you change to a new job, you are bringing yourself to the new job. Is there anything that changed? Nothing. You are still at the job, right? Your current situation is most likely because of you, not because of the job. Right? Don't blame the job for your current situation because you are the one acting and doing things inside the job. Change to a new job, you're going to be bringing your old personality to the new job. The likelihood is that you just want to create the exact scenario inside the new job. So that's why when there's no push and pull factor, usually even if you make the change, it's not going to be something that is fulfilling. No reason for the change. Unless your change is something very strategic, very specific. Like for example, before you go outside and find a job, you go for a promotion first. But you know that promotion is completely useless to you as you may not be able to take up the position, but you still go and get the promotion done. And after a certain period of time, you use the new position to look for another position. That is called a strategic change. They're doing something that's a bit more different than actually, oh, I want to go and change your job. It's always not advisable for you to simply go and change your job without an actual strategy of why you want to change your job. Okay, or else you will not get the result that you want. HY, you mentioned that Workday Master Strategic Networking. What do we need to do differently? When you're talking about networking, some people is a bit confused. The entire thing of core networking is that they just go outside and know a bunch of friends. That is not actual networking. When you are networking, you need to be very surgically sure of what friends that you need to know. If let's say that I'm gonna venture into internet marketing, I need to go and find internet marketing friend. No point looking at a bunch of friends that is completely useless. Normal example, I say that I want to go and learn swimming. Would I go and know a bunch of friends that doesn't know how to swim? Does it help? No, if I want to start a business and all my friends are employee, do you think my business will go off? It won't happen. So strategically finding a friend means that you need to first know that what you want to achieve. Second thing, who are the people who's doing it right now? Then I need to go and know this person who is basically doing it right now. That is called a strategic networking, right? So take that, right? So blah blah blah. Everything else, does it mean that networking help land a new career opportunity? If you don't network, how do people know that you need a new career opportunity? Right? How people know you're gonna want a new career opportunity and what career opportunity are you looking for and what can you offer? You need to go out there. So it got nothing to do with the virus. Okay, so forget about the entire virus. Every 2 years you get a new version of the virus coming out anyway. Not for you to get too scared with it. Really, frankly, I tell you, the number of people who die from accident is much more than virus, right? So what you're gonna do? Stop traveling on the road? You're not gonna do that, right? So don't get too worried about the virus thingy. Something else will come in. Your attention will be diverted to somewhere else, and everything will go back to normal. Just wait for that day to happen, right? Anna, let's have a look at this. Jia Xu Day Master, so it's gonna be Jia. Geng Chen on your month. Okay, Chen, this month is for me for a business. How is this month for me from a business perspective? Depending on what you want to do first. Right, so now take a look at the dragon and the rabbit. So talking about this particular Chen and rabbit is a harm relationship. So depending on what you want to do. If you are going for a PR this month, then you are basically committing a suicide. You don't want to do a PR on a harm month. So it's basically gonna create a lot of fear, create a lot of doubt, a lot of situation whereby you may not want to do it. So depending on what you want to do. So how much if you want to create a lot of fear within the community, then it's pretty much quite easy for you to do it, depending on what you want to do, right? So overall, the entire year, if you take a look at this, the monkey, the rat, and also the dragon is a 3 harmony combination. So you can already look forward with a collaborative effort in your business, but are you looking in a way to collaborate with people? If you are not, then also it's useless, So it's a harmony frame coming in is usually multiple parties to work together. So where's your multiple party and what do you have to offer to the other party, right? So again, you have to study, what is the dragon offer into the entire thing, and the 3 harmony combination. So you are Jia, the Koi water itself basically is your resource. So it is a situation whereby you can draw on a lot of resource from outside. Mainly you're talking about knowledge, you're mainly talking about people. So are you going that direction? So a lot of time when you do any reading at all, you need to know what is the scenario, right? It's not so easy as this month my business good or bad. I need to know what you are doing. If you got zero planning on your business and you are working on a wrong frame, then it's pretty much quite different. But anyhow, this month you are looking at a wealth star anyway. So the Jia looking at G is a wealth star, so it's quite okay. So I would take a look at the entire idea of collaborative business with people. How can I collaborate and work with people? What are the deals that I bring in that I can break it down and outsource to other people to do, so that everybody as a community make money out of it, something that I may want to take a look at that. Mindy, you got a Cindy looking for you. Yeah, Mindy, right, Chris. When I compare someone's chart and there is a clash in some element with my chart, okay, first of all, someone's chart will never clash your chart. Never happen. Okay, that's not how you basically read the entire thing. Does it mean that we will have some issue working together? During certain year, yes, all right, but the person will not clash the other. Or the clash has to be both chart same day master pillar, also doesn't need to be same day master. So now here's the scenario. So if let's say that two chart come together, actually have interaction because the two chart come together, then during your what you call your dragon year, your horse year, your rooster year, and also your pig year, these are all punishment. So do you think there is schools that have all the students dragon? Have you seen the school burn down yet? No. So you put all the dragon chart together, they will not self-punish each other, right? Forget about it. Okay, so that doesn't happen. So what happened here is that the actual scenario is that when you have the clash from two chart, right? So when one is being clashed, the other one automatically is grand duke. So when the clash is going through a bad time, who to blame? You blame the grand duke because the grand duke have all the attention, right? So you just happen to be somebody there who has all the attention. This guy is looking for somebody to blame. Who do you think you blame? You blame this person. On the other year, it's the other way around. This one is grand duke. This is the one that is having the clash. It will blame towards this direction. All right. Your chart and the other person's chart put together. If it's not the year, nothing happens. Right. Don't bother with that. Okay. All right. And Sin Day Master, born on the Hoffman. Okay. So you are having a clash again. Resigning from work this month due to a labor conflict. Okay, expected. Last year, I signed a training bond that will end in May. If I ask HR to have the bond waived, are the monthly energies supporting of this? This one, you may as well use Chiman to select a good date to do it. Now, you have signed something legal inside the work. All right, so it is something, a promise that you have made for the work. So you somehow, how can you convince them? You're the one who signed it. So it's nothing for you to convince or not convince. And my advice to you is basically to get a good Chiman date to bring up the topic and talk to them. Right? You have signed a document. It's not for you to write. Okay. Joyce, is it true that Kui is prone to health issue? No, every single one also is prone to it. Mindy say yes, right? Every single one also is prone to health issue. Day master don't determine your wealth, health. There's a lot of things that you need to take a look at. Generally, when you're reading a health, you need to know which element is too high, which element is too low, and what is happening to the resource star. So that is the three things that you have to read before you can look at the wealth, the health aspect of a person. Day master actually doesn't really determine a lot of things. Melanie, let's take a look at Melanie. Yi, Day master born in Kui Yu month. Okay, so it's a Yu month for you, it's a clash month this month. Lost job in early January, currently going through a lot of soul searching. What should you focus on this month? Yi, we take a look at it. Yi, and also the Earth is in direct wealth, and you look at your month right now is basically a 7 killing, right? Yep. So you take a look at that. It's basically a 7 killing for you. Try and go for something that you have not tried before, an opportunity that you have not tried before. So you're gonna use the 7 killing energy to basically push yourself to do something that you have not done before, and this is an opportunity that you see, a gap that you actually see, but you may not previously, you may not have the guts to go and take a look at it. I mean, under normal circumstances, without looking at the entire chart, right, I would say start a business. Start a business. Just go and start some online business, just go and get a business started. Why not? Why are you waiting for? There's a lot of online business that you can do nowadays with very, very low cost, right? Go and attempt to basically do that. I've just read an article about a woman who started to make ribbon for little baby girls. How people, mistaken newly born baby girl because they are all bald. So they don't know if it's a guy or a girl. Right? So what she does is that she makes little ribbon to be put on to the baby so that people recognize that this is a girl. And she made quite a lot of money out of it. Why don't you start something? Start something, all right? James, Sin Day Master, Sin Si Day Master is wait months. Huh? What do you need to take note inside your career? What do you want to do in career? I don't even know what you do. Right, so you can take a look at the way the goat, and also the month, the rabbit does not really have any big situation happening. You have Kui basically is a counter to the current G. So you want to take a look at it, it's an outward attack. Maybe you want to take a look at not starting trouble. So Kui is the one that is attacking G is the one that is attacking the Kui. Then you have a 7 killing. You have a 7 killing coming into your month. So you may want to take a look at issue of power struggle. So every time if there's anything being clashed over, but it's a surface level clash, so not really too big of an issue. Right? Jade. Take a look at it. Jade is a Xing Day Master. Bing Wu Man. Why we got so many Wu? Ding Si Ye. Alright, so plan to change from working for other into property investment and Chinese method. With little knowledge, is it wise to choose the change? When you said there's little knowledge, then let's not do such big changes. Always do changes part by part. So you need to first understand your entire profile and what you offer first before you make a big changes. So if you take a look at Wu and Si, both are fire with a sin, then there is a lot of 7 killing and direct officer inside your chart. Although the fire are really good for metaphysics, alright, so really nice for metaphysics, talking about fire, but here's the thing, a direct officer and 7 killing usually very difficult to do metaphysics because of their need for structured way of doing things. Basically, they're very stubborn. Metaphysics is, very fluid. Then you want to try to make it stubborn. So, going to have a bit of a challenge. So, direct officer usually don't really believe, they don't really prescribe in doing things that is on the intuition level. They want everything to be, procedurized. That's going to give you a bit of a problem. You're going to have a bit of an issue. Okay. So, also, if you talk about a property investment you can talk about the hour. So your hour is basically GF. I don't know GF on what, but Earth itself is already quite okay with property investment. So Jade, you do need to have a bigger picture of yourself before deciding on whether you want to change or not. But when you talk about your month is a Wu, there's already a clash already. So which means that you are looking for a change, right? So it's just that where do you want to change it to? We need to take a look at your options, see which one is easier. Sheng, Ren Zi water. Man is Ding Mao. Okay, so you're gonna have a Mao man. Ding Mao is EG. Right? No, Ren Zi Ding Mao. Ren Zi Ding Mao is already hurting officer structure. How's man good luck in terms of career? So what luck are we looking for in terms of career? There's a lot of aspects. Right? So you take a look at it, there's a lot of aspects that you're looking at. So Mao on the Mao man means that the hurting officer is basically higher, easier to get famous. You want to get famous, you want to get attention, is basically easier on particular month. This particular month, take a look at it. So do you want to get famous? Is there any what you call good things happening if you get yourself famous? So those are questions that you need to ask yourself first. So it's really good for branding purpose. but not really good if you already have a boss on top of you that's looking at you. So it's good for pulling attention to yourself. Again, when the stage light shines on you, do you have a ready performance? Do you know you want to dance, you want to sing, you want to play the piano, whatever you want to do? Do you know what you want to do first? If not, then attention usually give you a lot of problem. Okay. Emily, let's take a look at Emily. Emily Ren Chen, okay, with a Bing Shen Man pillar. Recently applied for a new job but was rejected. Would likely to try again with another company. What are your prospects? Really, Emily, it's not a question of prospect, it's a question of choice. You already said that, apply for a new job. This month, now here's the thing, the monkey anyhow is a combination month. So monkey, rat, and also your dragon is a combination month. So if you take a look at it, right, probably the month of the dragon will basically give you a much more better. So dragon month is basically next month. So again, when you have a three harmony combination, it's basically a multiple party coming in to have help you. So now question, are you using multiple party? Headhunter, are you using headhunter? Are you going out and getting your friends and people around you to basically tell them, hey, I'm looking for a job, and all those things. Are you doing that? If you're not, then you are not using the three harmony combination. So always remember, three harmony is multiple party coming in to help you. First condition, got multiple party. Don't have multiple party, there are no multiple party coming in to help you. Okay. Right. Let's take a look at Diana. Born in the month of young dragon. I'm born in the month of young metal dragon. Okay. And in the year of Yiwu pig. What can you do to attract more clients this month? Not a good question. Right? So attracting clients is a big question on marketing. It's a very big question on marketing. It is actually not a 1 month. It's not a 1 month project. You can't really do anything on a 1 month to attract clients. On the feng shui side, and you can always use the nobleman star to help you. On Qi side, again, depending on what you are trying to do, but usually the scenery door will help in creating exposure. But all of this formula that you're going to use to help in this, you have to know what are actually your clients, where are your clients, and what stage you are. Are you trying to create leads? Is your problem leads generation? Is your problem a closing issue? You don't have a topic to talk to them even if you have leads? Or what is the core of the problem? Right? So those are the ones that you need to take a look at before you can answer. It's not a direct BaZi question. This one is nice. Certainly all people come and sign your thing. No way. I hope that it was so easy. Okay, so Elena. Geng Yin Day Master, so it's a Geng Day Master Ding Yu Man. So it's a Yu Man, so it's a clash man. Here going to I got a new job offer but was considering starting a consulting. Which option would be recommended? This we need to read your entire chart. Right? So we need to take a look at the nature of the new job versus the nature of consulting, what you are consulting, who are your consulting clients. All this you need to basically study and understand first before you make a choice whether this and this is which is better. Right? So again, a changing job or whatever is a very long-term question. So you need to take a look at your natal chart to look at the long-term situation. You also need to take a look at all your luck pillar to see what is the situation you are having. That then only the last component is the year coming in to basically support which portion of it. Not as easy as I go and change or not this month. Okay. So just remember, anything that is monthly, right? Your entire year, all the animal sign you will pass through. So you will have all the relationship that has to do with the month. Right. Mei Ling. Day master is Yi Tai. Our pillar is Xin Si. Planning to undergo IVF this month. Okay. Is the rabbit month you need to clash with the snake? Rabbit don't clash with snake. So rabbit clashes with the rooster, so it's basically not a clash. In the hour killer and give an undesirable result. Let me just check. Hour is Sin Si is basically okay. Your clashing month is going to be November. You make sure that you do a reverse calculation. Make sure that the month of November is not between the dangerous month. Between the dangerous month means that it's between the 7th to the 10th month. 7th to the 10th month is where the dangerous portion of it. If you do it right now, make a calculation, make sure that the baby is not on the 8th or the 9th month. Okay? So the baby can be born from 7 months onward. 8, 9 months is very fragile. Okay, because the 7 month onward, the lung haven't been fully developed yet. So if you suddenly, it's either 7 months, you let it out, 8, 9, you should not be, and you should work for full terms. All right, so those are the one that is under consideration. Kinoza, right? Sorry if I pronounced it wrongly. So it's a G-Earth plus nickname master. So it's Jishi. And Run Dragon Man, 10-year luck pillar, dog pillar, clash with your career dragon, bullying punishment. What does it mean? Doesn't mean anything until I have a scenario. Okay, those are just interaction that you are looking at. 20 years later, luck pillar clash with my day master. What does it mean? Doesn't mean anything until you have something called. So those are, you're just giving a bunch of information without a scenario. What are your concerns anyway? Right, so we are not just trying to read, clash. If you're asking questions like this, then a clash is a clash, right? So again, I'm telling you, throughout the year, you're gonna go through. In the 12th year, you're gonna go through all the relationship. So, but the scenario are all different towards every single 12 years. So we need to understand what scenario you are in, and then we need to understand whether it is even relevant to you or not. When you take a look at that, right? So those are the ones that you want to take a look at, right? So, Rina, Ren Yang Water undergo career switch this month. Okay, so okay, what should you do to take note in your career? No month, I don't know. Right. So again, we don't just read the one. When you talk about career, is usually the month that is relevant, not your day master. Your day master translate the month into 10 God. The 10 God gives us the detail. So without the month, there's actually nothing to read. And if you're gonna undergo a career switch, just switch. You are already undergoing the switch, right? So you need to have a focus point when you basically read anything at all, right? So or else a switch is just a switch. Joy. Let's take a look at gun metal. Day pillar is gun metal. Month pillar of March is G-Earth. Luck pillar is young and Shen metal. How is my career in real estate going to be this month? Not enough information to basically read real estate. So Joy, don't even know which country you are in. If let's say that you are in Malaysia, real estate is not going anywhere. Right, the entire industry is basically dead. It doesn't matter what you want to do, what you wish to do, what you like to do. The industry is soft at best. Right, so those are the situation. Okay, so take a look at that, Joy. Thomas Tan. Let's take a look at Thomas Tan here. Day master is Ding Chou, born in Bing Zi month. Okay, how should I improve my career for this month? So, Ding looking at Zi. So it's gonna be Ding looking at Zi. It's gonna be a 7 killing. So now 7 killing running through a Grand Duke. Right, not very nice in terms that the 7 killing is already very aggressive. Plus Grand Duke with the General Star is even more aggressive. So now Thomas, depending on how far you are willing to go, in terms of BaZi, this is already an outright all-out war. Do you want to take over something? It's basically attacking your neighboring country already. So, Thomas, it depends on how you normally do things. The situation is how you really need to be so aggressive. The good thing is that normally things that you don't dare to do this month, you are basically ultra daring to basically get it done. Depends, right? Depends on what you want to do. Normal circumstances, people doesn't like such aggression, so it's very dangerous. I also need to know that the nature of the job that you're doing, is it naturally dangerous? If it's naturally dangerous, then you better scale down on your bonus. You better scale down on how you look at the entire risk situation, or else you may get into trouble because it is really dangerous. Like for example, if you are involved in construction, this month you may not look at safety as something that is crucial. You may walk on a plank without the safety harness on you, right? So those become very dangerous on a natural basis. Okay, low ping. When I compare someone chart and there's a clash and someone hasn't done that already, does it mean that it will be some issue working together? No, that's not how you read it. So I think we have answered this a bit earlier, right? One chart and one chart do not clash each other, okay, on the natural circumstances. But what causes the problem right now is that if you got a clash, is that when it clash, the clash guy look for somebody to blame. And your chart is grand, you will get blamed. Pretty much simple as that, right? So just putting you together in a room, you will not kill each other. I assure you that. The Earth with a good month. DE Immaculate, would it mean only half effect? Don't really read DE in that particular manner. So you need to go into an entire consult to basically understand how the DE work for you. DE basically means you don't really care about the thing. Right? That is DE. Right? DE means that is not something that is in your focus. All right. So long story on the month DE, it is not a good place to have a DE. Okay, Ronnie, let's take a look at Ronnie. Ping Day Master, born in Wuman. There's a lot of Wuman this time. There's another Wu branch in my year. Okay, is this good time to be law enforcement? To be in the law enforcement job? Wow. Now, from the information you give me, is basically fire on fire. Law enforcement, no. Right? It's not really too good to be in law enforcement. Okay, so you even have a Rockwell structure. Rockwell structure usually doesn't really do good in terms of law and justice. Law and justice usually you need DO, you need 7 killing, you need metal. Those are the ones that you usually have with law and order. So Ronnie may not really be good for you to be in law enforcement. All right, last question, Amy. Let's take a look at Amy. Team Master is Ping Fire again. Team Ping Fire. Dragon in the day and year, and horse in the month. So much horse jackpot in the month. Huh? What does it mean? It means that your career will have a change. It doesn't care about the self-punishment already. So horse clash with the rat. So when this clash happen, changes is happening inside the particular pillar is being clash. So your monthly blame clash is basically your boss getting changed. That's one scenario. Your colleague getting changed. Another scenario, your job portfolio getting changed. Another scenario, these changes usually are not happy. Right? It's like they are forcing you to make a decision that you don't like. So you need to learn how to accept. You need to learn how to work around all these changes, because if you go and find another job, it is still everything changed, right? Which means nothing changed. Okay, so thanks guys. So times is up, and really happy for wow. So really happy for all of you to be around this time, and we'll be looking at next month, and bye guys. See you all again. Yeah, I got my TV extra here. Okay, bye bye.